Okay, hey Britlit students, here is another little video which will give you some insight into a small piece of the Canterbury Tales paper. This little video is going to include items like a little bit of grammar, punctuation, and some ideas about using slash marks for poetry. Okay, so this is a real life example. Let's see how thick my pen is. Maybe I can go down one. Okay. So if we're looking at this paragraph, this is a real world example, and I want to start looking at this paragraph here, or this sentence here, excuse me. He initially portrays her with a ladylike tendency, such as, quote, wiping her upper lip so clean that not a trace of grease was to be seen, end quote, citation, and then continuing on with the rest of the sentence, ending here. Okay, so one thing I want you to notice, now we definitely talked about this, but when you're using direct quotes from Chaucer's text, which we know we are because here says Chaucer, and then here is your citation. So it is out of the Chaucer Purple textbook. And what she did was she took a small excerpt. But when you look at and open to page 6, under the prioress's section, you notice that wiping her upper lip so clean is on one line. Then that not a trace of grease was to be seen is on a second line of text. Therefore, you need to add a slash mark here. Now in this case, what you want to have is space marks on either side of that slash. So you would have the word, let's say, clean, then you'd have a space, then you'd have a slash, then you'd have a space, then you would have the word that. And all of that would be right here in this section here. Now, she only used 2 items, 2 lines of text, therefore you only need 1 slash mark. What it does is it tells the reader that, hey, I am taking 2 lines of poetry. I'm going to slash it down the middle so that you know where the line breaks in the book. Okay, so that is important, slash marks. We did talk for a second here how she did correctly cite her Chaucer book here, which is nicely done. If you notice here, this is a little item that we looked at in our MLA discussion. What she's showing us here with the brackets, square brackets, it means that whatever she put in the square brackets was not in the original quote. So maybe her quote said wipes her upper lip, so she wanted to change it to wiping to fit whatever item she has in this sentence. So she is telling the reader that the ing is not originally in the book. And if you look in the book, you wouldn't see that. You would see wipes or wiped or wipe. So this is a nice use of the square brackets, which we looked at. Okay, so 2 more items on this page that I want you to notice. Number 1 here, let's look at this. So as we continue reading from our sentence, he mocks her attempts to achieve perfect manners by describing them as, quote, straining, and the mannerisms themselves as, quote, counterfeit. So she's quoting those 2 words for a reason. She's quoting them because she's pulling them from somewhere. We can assume that she's pulling them from the Chaucer Purple book, okay? So what she's missing here is a citation. It's probably on page 6. And she would need to cite that here, which would tell the reader that both counterfeit and straining are direct words coming from page 6 of Chaucer. Okay, that's nice. Now, what I have circled here, this is something that we learned on the MLA lecture. I did make a note here that it was actually even on the quiz that I gave everybody, so I'm not sure why I keep seeing this mistake. But I mean, technically, since we have the citation here, it wouldn't really make a difference. But if you have a period or a comma with quotation marks, the period and comma always come inside the quote marks. So if you have quote marks and a comma, comma's inside. If you have quote marks and a period, the period is on the inside. Now in our case, up here, it would be counterfeit, end quotes. Then we would have our citation, which my student here left out. and then we would follow it with the period here. That is a different story. Okay, this period is no longer associated with these quotation marks, right? If it came in here somewhere, it would go inside the quotation marks. This now is an ending mark, an end period. So it doesn't, you can't use the argument that, oh, the periods go inside. Well, you have a citation here. It is breaking it up, so it doesn't count with that rule. These are the rules that it goes with. So if that was left as is, it would be incorrect over here with the period should be inside, but since we need the citation anyway, but I just wanted to point it out to you. Okay, hope you liked the video and some of this is very helpful. Thank you.